and welcome to another edition of
The Unfinished Project.
I'm your host, Meech.
And I'm your host, Rish.
And we back, y'all.
We are back and better.
And better. Come on now, Rish.
We had a little hiatus, a little spring hiatus.
A little break.
Yeah.
We needed it. It was a little unscheduled, but it was right on schedule.
It was right on time.
It was on time. It's what we needed.
It is.
Man, the last 2 months have been a whirlwind. That's always.
Yes.
Have been a whirlwind. They've been amazing, too.
Yes. It's been good.
It's been good, right?
Not too bad. A lot of internal reflection, I would say, on my part. You've been having a lot of fun.
I've been lit. So lit. Too lit. I'm sitting down now.
Yeah, so we're trying to focus and get back into
Here
this.
We are.
And it's been really good. We've had tremendous growth in a short amount of time. Even though we had that little break, like everything kind of just skyrocketed right before us coming together again to shoot this episode. And it feels really good, and it feels like we're supposed to be here. It feels like that break was necessary. It feels like everything kind of came when it was supposed to.
It did.
Like everything from like the connection, the financial aspect, just the coming of the episode ideas, everything kind of came
we needed
together.
That
we needed that just to kind of remember why this is so important to us and why it's something that we can't stop.
Yeah.
Even that gap felt very like,
oh, I miss this so much. I miss this so much. But sometimes you gotta live a little to have, experience and something to talk about.
Exactly.
And speaking of living a little bit. We a little tan,
Oh yeah, can y'all notice my?
We a little
watch
tan.
the last video and then watch this one. And I mean, yes, I'm like, my foundation that I just bought is not even the same color. But why is that? Where was the sun shining?
In Puerto Rico, we took this like super big girls trip to Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. That was so dope, y'all. First of all, I've never been to Puerto Rico. That was my first time. Your first time too, right?
Never been to Puerto Rico. Which is a beautiful island, by the way.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love the islands.
Yeah.
I think in the past life I was definitely on the island. Couldn't have just been here.
Couldn't just been in the States, no.
Couldn't have just been in the States. It was so beautiful. The funny thing is that, like, I didn't really realize how many people were going to be on the trip until a couple days before, and I still didn't really realize how many people were going to be on the trip, right? Total was probably like 50 of us.
Yes, all women from different ages.
Yes.
From like young 20s to 50.
Yes.
Yeah.
All women, all
different
ages.
parts of life, different parts of the country.
Oh my God. Different shapes, sizes.
Yes.
Backgrounds. Yes. Like all different. And when I tell y'all the trip was so good. Shout out to Tiffany. Congratulations.
Exactly.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting
us. Yes.
It was so good though. Like, and the last day of the trip, I remember just sitting like on the rooftop. We had just had like this big old like dance off, right? It was like old school versus new school.
Yes.
And we had routines and TikToks and then it ended in a twerk off.
Right.
Y'all, it was
like a Soul Train line of twerking.
Soul Train. There you go. And we mixed it up, man.
Right.
We mixed it up. And I was sitting after all those events, I was sitting on the roof just thinking like, man, sisterhood is so powerful. Like, I was looking at like me and my best friends because it was like us and our other best friends.
Every group of best friends was there.
Right, was there. And like, I was looking at these, the ladies that were a little bit older than we were, and I'm like, wow, look at their friendship. Like, they've been friends since we have been friends, and like now they have kids who are friends, and they're like sisters. Like, they've been with each other through so much, and they still have like the closest, tightest bond, and it was just so dope to see.
And you could just tell that they just grew to, like, their lives were separate, but they still were in alignment with each other. Like, they didn't forget who their friends were. Like,
those are their friends.
Like, when they had one of the activities we had on the trip was like this brunch, this like beautiful brunch, like, and all the women of all of Tiffany's best friends kind of like spoke, like had like a little thing to say about her birthday and congratulating her, but you could just tell in every speech how important that sisterhood was that they had with Tiffany. Tiffany, of course, is like, our best friend's mom.
Yeah.
People don't know who Tiffany is. But yeah, it was just so beautiful, and it brought tears to my eyes just to see, like, everyone had an individual friendship with her, but it was still so meaningful.
Yeah.
And everyone together, we all kept saying, like, I would hear little, side conversations about, like, wow, all these women, there's no drama, there's no this.
Right.
We had a ball. It was fun. Like,
we just vibe.
Everybody vibed with each other. Like, no matter, like, I have never met any of these people before in my life. Like, I probably knew, besides the people that I came with, like a handful. I've heard about them, but never seen them, never met them.
We had a ball.
And it was beautiful. And like you said, it does kind of show you the importance of sisterhood, because we left there not only, like, having fun and, like, we out of town or on vacation, but we came back with, like, this sense of, like, wow, like, that's beautiful. I can't wait to do another one.
Even our bond being strengthened, because I feel like traveling is important for your relationships and your friendships together, creating that. It made us closer, you know what I mean? It made us appreciate each other more, even look forward to, like, when we're there, and, we have kids, and they all close, and they like family because we're family, you know? And it just makes sense.
And it gives something to, like, look forward to. Like, seeing women who have been friends for years and years and years, like, despite anything, like, through ups and downs and thick and thin and family, this and all that, to see them still just so tight, like, and they're still young and having fun, even though they're older and their lives have completely changed from when they were our age.
They're still full of life. They right with us.
And it's like, I want my friendships to be just like that. Like, I want to look at my friends 20 years from now with kids and husbands and all of this, and still be able to take girl trips and have a ball, and our kids grow up and then they have their bond. Just kind of continue that. Like, I want to show, if I have daughters one day, just show them the importance of having
friendship looks like.
People outside of your family, outside of your normal sisters and your aunts and your cousins, like someone that you get to choose.
Because that's the difference. Like, we choose to be in each other's life. We choose to be here for each other. We choose, like, I got your back. Like, it's a constant choice.
When in family, it's more of like an obligation sometimes. It's
the people God chose for you, but like, the people you choose are different, because at any point you could choose to not.
And they can choose not to.
And they can choose not to, but you don't, you know, because like, how important that is. And just for me, like, I wouldn't even be right here if it were not for my friends.
Truly.
Not physically, not mentally, not spiritually, not financially. None of that if it were not for the people that God placed in my life. And I pray for these women. I tell people that all the time, because it's true. It's literally what happened. Leaving Detroit, I prayed for friends like you and Sade. Like, I prayed to God multiple times, not just once. Like, I wanted friends that were like-minded and like-hearted. And when I met her, I instantly knew. I was like, oh, God sent you? Okay, great. Like, good to know, Like, literally. And, like, it's changed everything. Like, things have not always been easy. Things have been really difficult. But you have always been there. That's something that has never changed. Oh, my God, I could cry just thinking about all this stuff. I cannot mess up all this. Not in the beginning of the episode. I can think about all the things we've been through, but we've been through them together. You've always been there, no matter how tough stuff looks.
Absolutely.
And I'm so grateful for that, because I am not easy to deal with all the time. And my drama is drama. Okay,
I'm not. And I didn't even, like, how she said that she prayed for. I didn't even know I needed the friends that God put in my life. I've always had, like, a best friend. Like, I'm never a person to have, like, a large friend circle, because I take that very, like, personal. I don't share with everybody. Even this podcast, I always say, is, like, way out of my comfort zone, because you guys are strangers in a way. You guys are family, but I don't know you individually. Not everyone who's listening, and, like, to be so open and vulnerable. I take, especially in my personal life, I take that very, to a high standard. So I've always kept a couple people around me, and even as life has, gone by and we're no longer in touch, or it's like the same dynamic. Like, I came to Atlanta not knowing why I came here, not knowing what I needed, but just knowing that God got me. Like, no matter what, like, I came out here by myself. I know God's not gonna leave me out here by myself. I don't know what I need, if I need a man, a family, friends, what. But I came here with my sister, and me and my sister, we didn't grow up together, but we were in each other's lives, but we didn't have, like, that sisterly bond that some sisters have. But I love her, and even, like, today we have more of a stronger bond. I think moving here and all that has really strengthened that. But coming here with no friends, nobody, and then meeting her. And I remember, like, I'll always remember this, like when we met at our first job here at the Marriott, at the hotels, and she came in full of life and all this stuff, and would come, and I'm a very like reserved person at first, and then when you get to know me, like I'm total opposite. But you know, she's here talking to me, and I'm just like, but I felt so comfortable with her instantly. Like I don't talk to a lot of people, like everyone else that worked there, I barely talk to like that. You know what I mean? But like I felt that connection. She would always tell me, like, you know, where like she was always listening to TD Jakes and tell me about destiny hookups and things like that, and how we're on like this destiny hookup. And I would go home and tell my sister and my other best friend Sade, who moved here with me too, that like, girl, this girl at my job, she always, you know, but she's really cool, but she talks so much, and then like just how it all unfolded, like how we just became so close. And like now I literally do not see my life without her. Like good days, bad days, like no matter what, like even if I moved to like Africa and she stayed here, like she's still like, I need her in my life. I need to talk to her. I need to tell her what's going on. If I don't tell her today, I'm gonna tell her tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like I need her, and I would not have survived these 7 years of being in Atlanta without my friends. And like I'm getting emotional because I just think about all the stuff that I've been through, like all like the trauma, like the jobs, the men, the everything, the money being broke, like just everything. And
when I say he straddled us in together, because so many things about us were similar.
Things that we dealt with individually, like our family stuff. I could always just vent to her, just pour on her, and she pours into me. And she always, like, she doesn't just listen to just listen. She listens to understand. She listens. I know my makeup is like probably really messed up. Though. She listens to advise me, not just tell me what I want to hear, which is important. And you know, like I want to kind of get into like the meaning of true friendship. Like, what does it mean? Like, I feel like when I think about true friendship, I feel like it's like an anchor for me. It's an anchor into reality. It's an anchor into like, you know, progression. I feel like I'm always moving forward with the friends that I have around me. I don't feel stagnant with them. I feel like as I move, even if we don't have the same path, because for a minute, like all of our lives kind of like toppled on each other. We did the same things. We had this, like everything. We had like, we were just us, and because we were younger. And I think like as you get older and you become more of an adult, like your lives kind of
more of an individual, yourself. We didn't know anybody else here,
So all we had was each other. But now that we've created a life here and all of this, like, it's still refreshing to know that I still have that. Like, no matter, we don't have to talk or like do everything together for us to have that same bond.
Friendship,
And I feel like the bond that we have, it's comfort. I feel like I have comfort here. I feel like I have peace with my friends. I feel like I could tell them anything. I could look any kind of way around them. I could be who I am, truly who I am. And I just feel how I feel with my mother, how I feel with my sister, how I feel with my family, how I feel with my friends. Just like this, you know, closeness.
Yeah, and like you could just be raw and authentic, and that's like the best part to you. Like that's our favorite part to you, is to just be yourself. You know? And that's like kind of a part of it that makes it like a sisterhood, because you have your friends and you have your sisters. You know what I mean? Like I have friends and then I have my sisters. Like, you know, seriously.
Absolutely.
And they're not the same. But I was reading this book, right? I always talk about this book. I love this book. But I was reading this book called What's Love Got to Do with It? I think. Don't quote me. I think that's what it's called. Anywho, it was talking about like the history of black sisterhood and black friendship, black women's friendship and black sisterhood, and how it's always been imperative for black women to be there for each other and support each other, because like just from the history back to like slavery times, like, you know, there was this absence of the man in the home, or of the man in the family. You know, back then, if you had a family, of course you had to have kids. They bred them like cattle. But like if you stuck to your family, you had less of a chance to be like a freeman, right? Because you had this whole family attached, or someone you love that you had to go back for. So your best bet was to be a single man, right? Even if you had children by a woman. Mm-hmm. So of course I left the woman, to be there with the kids, and we know how the story goes up into present day times, and women have had this stick together, you know what I mean? I got your back, like, you don't have it this week, I'll feed your kids, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I watch them, I got you, I watch them while you go to work, and we just always had like this way of sticking together that's helped us to propel forward. Mm-hmm. And it birthed from necessity, and like now it's just like, it's this beautiful thing that I don't know if we need it, but I need it. I don't know if it's the same necessity that it used to be, if it's like for survival or what, mm-hmm. but it's beautiful, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I know that you were saying, like, do we trust each other?
Yeah, because I feel like that's true, but I feel like in modern day, like today, I hear like a lot of young women especially, and even some older women who are, like mid-age or whatever, who don't have that. And I feel like there's like this, we've had friends who've betrayed us. We've mm-hmm. had friends that when we fell out, now everything that we've ever confided in with that person is now public for the world to know and to see. And you not even if you've experienced it, but you've seen it. Yeah. So you're more hesitant to be close to somebody, because if it's been done to you, or if you've seen someone else go through that, like, you don't even want to have some deep bond with people. I hear that all the time. People wish to have sisterhoods and friendships that are, more than just going to the club and hanging out, because you don't want to you don't want to have to be vulnerable to somebody and they just take that vulnerability and take it for granted, or change up on you, or, a lot of people who are, say that, they were this way in the beginning, but then they attitude changed or this switched up. And, when I hear things like that, it kind of makes me think like that is true. And I feel like there's ways that you can kind of like decipher those kind of people. I feel like,
because everybody ain't real.
Yeah, everybody's not real.
Everybody's not for you.
Right, and everybody's not for you. And sometimes you have to look within, like, are you attracting these people because you're not a good friend? Yeah. Do you change up on people? Do you not hold things,
Are you there for people?
Right.
Are you real and authentic?
Right.
Are you somebody people can confide in? You know what I'm saying?
And not a people-pleasing type of way. You're not doing it to get a friend. I know people who do this to get a friend. They overdo things. They overhelp. They over this. And then it's like never like,
It's never enough, because then you know what type of person you attract, and that's on any level. If you do that in relationships, if you do that in friendships, you attract the taker, because you just giving just to have a friend. But there are also people who want somebody to be there for them, but they're not there for nobody. That's
the main thing.
When people ask me that, they talk about how nobody's there for them, and they don't have this, and they don't have that. I'm like,
who are you there
for anybody? Who can call you when they need you? Will you pick up the phone? Do you disappear when stuff gets hard? Are you there? You have to be there for somebody to be there for you.
And then you have the opposite people who claim to be there for everybody else, but nobody's there for them.
Yeah.
I hear that all the time. Or I do this for everybody, and I'm here for everyone, but no one's here for me. I can't call anybody. And it's like, you
got the wrong people.
You got the wrong people around you, and you're probably attracting people that are taking advantage or taking from you because you feel the need to overdo to get some type of,
validation.
Right.
Or then, people also do things with like a tie to it.
Exactly.
So I'm doing this so that when I call you, you do it for
me.
Wrong.
Exactly.
Wrong.
I've
never done anything for you, Sade, or any other friend.
And have like on standby, like, she owe me a favor.
Never.
We don't count favors.
You don't count no favors. No.
None. You don't count favors.
We do things because that's what we do. When something get hard, when life happens, guess who's showing up first? Guess who there first?
Mm-hmm.
Like, period.
It's not about, what you do for me lately? I didn't see you do this.
Would you help me do this?
And there's some people like that, like that I know.
Yeah, just
even in relationships, men are like that. Like,
you petty, and you're always gonna get petty back.
You're gonna get petty back. You're gonna get another tit for tat friend. Yeah, because I don't count favor. I can't even fathom counting or saying, well, I did this for you, remember?
Yeah, girl, I owe you so much money, child.
And you know how much I owe you? If we had an invoice, I would never be able to repay her.
Right, who is keeping the invoice? But women do that. And it is so petty and tedious, and they don't understand that in those small things, in the small moments, that you nip away at the trust. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you do have a real person, or just a person who's trying to learn to trust, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you are nipping away at the trust because you're being petty or in other things. Like, because we were talking about like how to spot a fake friend.
Yep.
Like, really, you need to know how to spot a fake.
Seriously.
For real, right?
Because not everyone, people are, I mean, do you ever meet anybody that just believes as, oh, I'm an asshole or I'm just not a good person?
Right.
Like, no, everyone's
like,
authentic, everyone is real, right? Like, just to let you know, I'm a fake. But no, people lead with like, I'm this, I'm so positive.
Well, how they see themselves, a lot of people don't see themselves for their flaws. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Which is another indicator that they may not be real.
That's true.
Because I'm okay with leading with my flaws.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
I'm just okay with being me. I don't feel like I switch up.
I don't dim them down though. Like if I tell you like, girl, I'm always late. You know what I mean? Like I'm the friend that's gonna definitely show up late, like late to death, but I'll be late to your bed or whatever. Like I don't always answer the phone, like not every single time, especially if I know you want to not text you like you good. If you good, I'm busy, you know, or whatever. But I'm okay with like being that. I'm not trying to make you think I'm something else.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be overly nice or
I don't
overly this or overly chatty.
Yeah.
Or we go places all the time. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. Some days I don't even want to go anywhere with my bestest friends. Like, seriously. I don't want to go everywhere. And I attract people who don't want to do those things every day. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I attract both. I have to tell them, like, girl, now I ain't coming to everything now. And I am the queen. I'm not flaky because I'm gonna show up. But sometimes I might have said I'm gonna come and now I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, girl. I love you. But I don't feel like going nowhere.
Yeah.
You can cancel on me. But just being cool with like being yourself from the beginning. Like, you know what I mean? Not trying to be fake, not trying to put up this facade.
Yeah, lead with who you are and what
someone
you do.
else. Yeah.
I don't like friendships like that. I don't like any kind of relationship like that where it starts off as about who. I feel like these days I can look back at relationships that started with that, like I do this or I'm that, versus who I am, like how I feel. Yeah. Like, you know, what I like, what I dislike, not like what I have. Yeah. Tangible things, because you attract people who like tangible things. Mm-hmm. Like if I lead with,
and they'll define you by it.
Yeah, like if I lead with what my job is or where I live or what I drive or how much money I have or the clothes I wear, the places that I go that are upscale and who I know, and I know this person and that person, and like things like that, and it's never really like who are you beyond that? Like you always leading with everybody, who you know and who you're friends with and where you grew up. You know, like little things like
that has nothing to actually do like with your character.
Right, it doesn't define your character, and I feel like those are indicators of like someone who's true. Like that could be the friend that you walk through the city with because we look good together and we know XYZ and we can get in certain places. And there's some friends that like at the end of the day when like I don't want to go nowhere, I don't want to look my best, or I can't because I'm going through something, like, are you on my couch with me? Right. You know, with a glass of wine.
With some wine, or you just like, oh, well, she can't go out.
You know, exactly. Yeah. So that's a example of like a friend.
But those are like shallow friendships.
That's a shallow friendship. Yeah,
because
there's a difference between a friendship and a sisterhood, because there's nothing wrong, because some friends are right, because you can have friends that you just do that with. Yeah, you have friends that you know you don't always get deep with.
Necessarily your sister, you know what I mean? Right, because they might not be there for you at your lowest. Right, some will, some won't.
Right, or they might judge you at your lowest, or they might. I don't want to be around that energy because you know.
Yeah, no, they don't always want what's best for you. They just like the best parts of you. Right. And I've seen that often. I can say I've seen that often. I'm the type of person, I've always hung out in big groups of women because but my family is a big group of women. It's literally dozens and dozens and dozens of women. Like I grew up with so many girls my age, teenagers, like over me and this many. So I've always been around lots of women, and I've always gravitated towards groups of women like throughout my whole life. Like I'm comfortable in groups of women, but at the same token, and attracting so many different types of like friendships, I've seen people who just want to be around me because of who I know, because of who my family is, because of where we can go. You know what I mean?
Off of your car, your friend's car.
Just because of like, and I've seen that, and I can identify that quickly. Like I know exactly when that is, what that is. Not to say that you're not a real person, not to say that you're not. You know what I mean?
That you don't love me, or you don't care about me, or you don't want to see me win, or you know things like that.
But I know that you aren't
like the person I call at the wee hours in the morning.
Okay, when it gets real, like you know what I mean. Like I probably won't call you. You are probably not a person who knows a lot about me. As much as you've been around me, as much as we've had fun and we've hung out, if you really think about it, you don't really know my business. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't feel comfortable placing so much energy there because I know that it's just about the fun times, and that's cool. I love to turn up. Listen to me. I have fun for a living. Like, I love it. You know what I mean? So I get it, and I don't hold anything against you.
Yeah.
But
and there's a space in your life for people like that.
Like, girl, let's have fun. If you want to be a person like, who only has fun with me, like, let's have fun. I feel like you're probably getting the least of me, but that's cool. I'm okay with that. Like, I won't force it, because where you mess up is trying to make a fun friend a
real friend. Exactly.
A fun friend is not necessarily a sister. Yeah, right. No. Like, you have to learn to categorize people in your life, especially if you're gonna have different people in your life. Doesn't mean you're fake. Could be the realest fun friend I ever had.
Exactly. But you're just not everyone is. It's not a sisterhood or a fake.
No, it's definitely.
There's a spectrum of friendship.
There is,
and there's the fake ones. There's the good ones. There's the dependable ones. There's the fun
and the
ones.
fake ones are not even your friend.
Right. Those are just associates.
Yeah, because even the fun
frenemies,
they don't show up for everything. They always want to cheer you on. They'll mention your name in rooms you're not in.
Absolutely.
They want to see you win, but they're just not the type of person who has super deep friendships.
Right.
Or maybe they're just not a good match for you to have a super deep friendship with. You know what I mean? It doesn't downgrade that type of friend, but it's just not the same. Like, I even have friends that, we're friends on a business level. Like, we do business together, and like, that's what we do. We motivate each other in that realm, in that space. We check on each other, like, how's this? Where you at with this? Like, this. They'll show up to your events. They're there for you, cheering you on, same thing. But they don't know what makes you anxious. You know what I mean? They don't know
like
that you just talked to your ex 2 weeks ago. Right. They don't even know why you broke up with it. They don't really know the details of your innermost being, and that's okay. Because if you get a sister or two in your life, you are lucky. You are lucky.
Truly.
Yeah. You don't need 10
You don't need 10 exactly. You don't need 10 deep best friends.
No.
Because it's not quantity, it's quality. You could have dozens of friends, but 2 sisters. Maybe even one.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the one.
Even if you got one.
That's counted.
Yes.
People don't have it. People have a whole bunch of them friends.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, feel so lonely. Because when you get down in those deep feelings that you don't really want to share with everybody, but sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to express yourself to a listening ear. Right. Somebody can tell you something that you don't even know on your own.
Somebody who really wants the best for you.
Right. But you don't always feel comfortable being that way. And I know there are so many people who have so many friends, but still crave that. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, and I'm sitting at home and it's quiet, who do I call? I can only call y'all when I'm, when it's up,
when I'm happy, when things are good.
Because when I'm to this or I'm to, and that's something that I need, and I'm learning, because I'm an all or nothing person in so many areas of my life. Like, I'm either 100% there or 0%. There's no 50-50 in a lot of areas of my life. Not a great thing, but it's who I am. It's kind of brought me to, the person that I am today. But I am learning. I'm seeing, and I don't want to have every type of person around me. I'm still probably never going to be the person with 10, 12, 13 friends, or this group here or this group here, because I'm just not that person. Not everybody is like that. Not everybody is a social butterfly. Not everybody likes to just, be around a lot of people. I know so many people who just like, that quietness. People don't have a lot of friends for that reason. And, so there's, it depends on who you are, but I do know that it's important to have that sisterhood. It's important to have other people around too. Yeah. And I'm just blessed to have sisters that I could just be cool with.
We could just work on every level.
Yeah. I could just hang out with you. We could just go act bougie and go sit at brunch with our pinkies up.
Be goofy.
Right. Exactly. Or we could go to Six Flags. Or we could go to church. Yeah. Or we could go to the club and get a section and turn up. Yeah. Or we could just sit at the house and just watch TV. Yeah. Like, I'm just blessed that I have those friends, because I don't know, I'm God's favorite. I already know I'm like top 10 people that he put in this earth, and he just blessed me with like some dope ass friends. But I say all that to say, like, you just have to be discerning with who you have in your life, and that's across the board, period. Like, you have to know who to open with, you have to open up with, you have to know who to trust with certain things. I have 2 best friends, and they're literally both, I don't hold either one higher than the other. They're literally, some days it's like I could tell this one this, and some days I could tell this one that, but both days they both gonna know. And I just know, like, they give me the same advice in different ways. I know if I need somebody to really, like, understand me, and, like, not they both understand, but somebody who's gonna understand me in that moment, or, like, feel how I feel, or, like, feel those emotions, I could probably talk to her. If I need somebody who's gonna give me some positivity, like, girl, I don't care what you going through, tomorrow's a new day, it's gonna get better. Like, you have that motivation, like, she tells, like, the things that seem so heavy in my mind,
she gonna lighten them up.
Like, why was I even thinking that heavy? Yeah. And I can go to that friend. Sometimes I come with a meeting of both of them. Like, I need both of y'all input right now.
Same
today.
Time.
You know, like, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
Let me tell y'all what happened.
Right. So I'm just, like, I truly, when I talk about my friends, like, everybody who knows me knows who my best friends are.
Me too.
Same, my family knows them. I feel like I know their family just as much as I know sometimes I feel like I know their family more than my own family sometimes. Like, I talk to Nunu, your sister, more than, like, some of my sisters sometimes. Like, some weeks it could be like that way. You know what I mean?
Shout
I can
out
call
to
her mom.
Jazz told me to shout her out. She said,
shout out.
No.
I can call her mom if I needed her mom. I can call my other friend's mom if I needed something. You know, they call me. Like,
yes. Yes, so, they do. Especially when we get on their nerves.
Right.
But that's what it is. Like, it's like literally inviting you in because you're family now.
Right.
You know
it's not our family.
But other people see it too.
Yes.
Of all the friends, I'm the type of person to have a boatload of friends. That's me, right? Love people, because I just love people. But of all the friends, when my family met them, when my other friends met them, they was like, oh yeah, them two? Yeah, we like them. They are real friends. Them really your friends. That's all I've ever heard about you and Sade from anybody I've ever introduced y'all to. Them two is really your friends. Like,
same here.
All the time, you know what I mean? And it's something, they don't even know the stuff.
And they don't have to,
they don't know what we
say it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just like, yo, this is my friend. They like, no, them two love you.
Right.
They got you, you know what I mean? And they right. They right about it. You can feel it. And people, they see our friendship and they tell us all the time, like, we love y'all friendship. Like, people love how we are, and I'm so glad that we can exemplify that. I'm so glad that everything we've been through and sticking together, because it's not always hard. There are times when y'all have hurt my feelings. There are times when I've hurt y'all feelings.
Absolutely.
But, like, we didn't never think that was the end of our friendship.
Absolutely. Never.
No.
I never think it's the end. I mean, it has to be some crap. You done killed somebody type of, like, some kind of, like, okay. But it's never going to be that with my friends. And I just know, like, any issue that I have, either it smooths over or it has to be discussed. But I can talk to my friends about something that they did.
Okay, so let's go here. So we're going to give y'all 3 defining characteristics to tell if your friend is your sister.
Yes.
This is a good way, okay, to tell if a friend is a sister. And I stop reach there because that's one of them. That's one of the ways, right?
Yeah, say what's hard to say.
Saying what's hard to
friend
say.
check. I remember, like, years ago we went to some sermon. I don't know what church.
Yes.
But I remember the sermon. I remember that one piece. And it was like, you got to be able to check your friends.
Are you
friend check?
And be checkable.
Are you checkable? Can I talk to you and be like, okay,
you
friend
wrong.
check, you are completely wrong.
Or what are you doing?
Yeah, you're not going to say, forget me, you don't want to be my friend no more.
Yeah, because you said something I didn't like.
Right.
You got to be checkable and be willing to check your friend. Because a lot of people won't tell you what's hard. They will watch you self-destruct.
Exactly.
There are people who will watch you do the wrong thing. They know the right thing. And they'll watch you tear up your whole life. And claim they love you. And maybe they don't feel like, because I know sometimes when you have big personalities, and I know how I am when I'm wrong or when I'm convinced that I'm not. Like,
you
gonna get some kickback. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people aren't willing to handle that. They don't want to see you in that light. Like, they can't handle you bucking back, even if you wrong or whatever. So they won't say nothing. They'll rather watch you tear everything up in your life than hear you buck back at them for telling you the truth. You know? Like,
and I'm going to say it. You can be mad. Sometimes I'll just be like, all right, I'm going to say what I got to say. Go ahead, be mad, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You can tell me that too, but I'm going to say how I feel. From my
Thank God for
perspective.
the queen of, I'm going to say what I feel.
I have to say what I have to say.
I'll tell you.
And sometimes I'm like, okay, I can't hold it in anymore.
That's how I always come out. Okay,
this too, I've taken too much. But you have to be able to
say what's hard to say.
Yes.
And outside of just checking your friend and saying what was hard to say, there was something else about that too.
Like to be able to resolve the issue.
Oh yeah.
Like if I tell you that what you did hurt my feelings,
yeah,
or whatever, or I could be able to tell you that, and I know that you can think about what you did and see how that made me feel and not do it again.
Yeah, even if I don't see it, like if I don't know like that I did something wrong, you can tell me how it made you feel, and because I know how it made you feel, I could move differently.
Absolutely.
Like, I can even think of times like where things between us weren't like how they always are. And that's awkward to go through, you know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of women give up on their friendships.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to go through the awkward, or they don't want to be humble enough to come and say, hey, this is hurtful. Hey, I don't like how this feels between us. Like, hey, like whatever, I don't even know what's wrong, but I feel that something's wrong. A lot of people won't do that.
No.
And instead of going and saying what's hard to say and resolving with your friend,
just fizzle away.
They'll let it just die out. And nobody will say nothing, and then it just goes away, And that was like a great friendship right there you could have had, but you got to be willing to say, hey, I didn't like that.
Yeah, there was a time in art. I don't think like we're just perfect best friends.
No.
But we are. We're damn close.
Right.
But we have our stuff too.
Yeah.
There was a period of like probably like almost a year when you were in a relationship with someone and like we just kind of grew distant. I don't think we liked our boyfriend. I think it was like a mutual thing in a way.
Yeah.
And then it kind of was more so like, but it wasn't like on purpose. It kind of just happened that way, but it kept feeling like, like I would talk to my friend and like she wasn't being that same open person with me. And on her end, it was because of how she felt. She'll tell you her side. But on my side, I'm just like, wow, like just because I don't like her nigga doesn't mean that she has to like the whole stuff. I could just tell because I know her so well. I could tell when she's just being very surface with me. And I don't like that. If you my real friend, you my sister, you better get below the surface. I don't want to hear everything is fine and everything is good and just talk to me like I'm a coworker. No. Talk to me like, but I felt that. And it was like, I couldn't call it out because it was like, how am I going to say, oh, you're just being this or this and that. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm overreacting.
And then even whenever we did link, you like, I don't want this to be the narrative every time we are around each other.
Like it's always like, hey.
Like
it was always felt, and it was something in my spirit, and I couldn't tell her. It wasn't that I just couldn't put into words. I would tell my mother. I would tell our other best friend. I would tell my sisters. I would talk to God. I was literally like so heartbroken at one point. I would just cry. Like I miss my best friend because she's like my best friend.
I miss her too.
And I missed her so much, but I couldn't say it. And I just kept feeling like, okay, well maybe this is how our friendship is gonna be. And my other best friend is like, no. Like she just already knew. Miss Positive Patty over there.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it's just okay. Just let her go through what she's going through, or whatever. It's okay. Like you're still gonna be her friend. Friendships go through this and this and that. Doesn't mean that it's over because we're having a bad season. Like it doesn't mean that it's over. And time went by and things happened and we got able to talk about it. And on the other side of what I was feeling, she was going through her own stuff and felt, that I wasn't even there for her because I'm probably taking all this personal and going away further and not even checking to see like, why is my friend being like this?
Yeah.
Or, if she's acting different, why am I taking it personal? Why am I making it about me? Why do I think that she doesn't want to be my friend? Maybe it's something deeper than that, but I didn't even stop to realize that in all that because it was all about how I felt.
Yeah.
All it was about how I felt and how I can't believe she would change because of a man. I can't believe that she would leave her friendships and close out her life just because she didn't want to tell us what was going on. That's all I kept thinking. You didn't want to be around us because you wanted to be in secret and do what you wanted without judgment. And then in hindsight, I could look back and see like she told me how she felt. She probably did feel judged. I was probably so hypercritical. I could be that way. And I've learned through our friendship, I can't just always say how I feel.
Yeah.
Just off of, like so definitive. I can say how I feel in a better way. I could suggest things. I can be more understanding.
Yeah.
It's so easy to like see somebody else's flaws, but then when you go through the same things, it's like you don't even understand, So it's like things like that.
Look, or how that could feel.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes life does that to you. Sometimes life puts you in a situation where, like, remember when you was treating her like this because you was judging her for her decisions? Now look at you. You in the same boat, if not worse. And now you wish you had somebody there for you.
Right.
And it's like, wow, and all that over like months and like probably about a year time.
Yeah.
And that didn't break us. If anything, it strengthened us. It taught me a lot.
It taught me a lot.
I learned so much from that, from almost feeling like I was going to, but knowing that I was never going to lose my best friend because she's my best friend.
But still feeling a sense of loss, because I felt a deep sense of loss. I was in such a dark place. At this time, she's talking about literally, like, I was checked out. Like, I wasn't here, you know? I was so far from myself. Like, I tell people all the time, like, I couldn't even find me. I would wake up like, where am I? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was so far from myself. And I felt a huge sense of loss, and I felt really isolated. And as a result, I isolated more, you know, and I felt a million different ways. But it taught me a lot because, like, in my season, like, and me feeling my way, like you was just saying, like, not making it about me. Because, like, there's been times where you're going through something, it don't have nothing to do with me, and I just have to remember that it don't have nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, how she's feeling or how this person is feeling, you can't internalize it. You can be there, you can be a friend. What did you do? You ain't did nothing, so what it got to do with you?
Right? How do you make it about? You know, you didn't do anything.
Yeah, and it's easy to feel that way when you're close to anybody. Like, even in relationships, you know what I mean? Like, your man come home and he mad at work, but he mad. You know what I mean? So you just filling up this room with mad, and I don't know what I do. I ain't do that. I cooked you dinner.
So now you mad and he's mad.
Right. Now we all mad.
Everybody's mad. It's a mad house. It is a mad house.
Me that too. Like, that somebody can be going through something completely outside of you, and the best thing you can do for your friend is be there and not internalize it and not take it personal and not allow it to become a wedge to put between you two, because that just adds insult to injury. Because if they are going through something, feeling isolated, it's only going to make it worse.
Yeah, and some people, when they go through things, I'm not that person. I isolate, and I don't want to be around anybody. When I'm happy, it's because I have people around me. I'm out. When I'm not happy within myself, could be for any reason. I don't want to be bothered. I don't even want to talk to, like, people that I talk to every day. I don't even want to talk to my mother. I don't want to talk to my sister. I don't want to talk to nobody. Sometimes I don't even want to talk to God. God forgive me for saying that, but I just want to be so still and quiet, and, like, that's not always healthy. I'm not saying that I do this in a good way, but, you know, I like to have people around me that understand that and not take it as a personal thing. Like, I'm not mad at you, or I just don't want to be.
Also, don't let you go too deep in that.
And not go exactly. Like, catch me if I'm going there.
Like, because you can go, like, it's isolation. It's cool. Sometimes you need a moment to yourself.
Yeah, and I've also learned in that it's not. Like, I used to be really bad with that. Like, if I was feeling bad, I would dump. Like, everybody's about to be mad today. If I'm mad, we all mad. Like, I'm gonna bring my sour mood and ruin everything. I don't care. I can't see no other moods. I can't see no other people. All I can feel is what I'm feeling. And I've had to learn and even I check myself while I'm doing it. Like, man, like, I know I have a nasty attitude, and I really can't get rid of it. But I can at least try to be more like, you know, someone I could be around. Try to force myself not to isolate, things like that, because I know I don't have to be this way in front of my friends. I know that I don't have to take my personal issues and make it now a big issue. You know what I mean?
One time at the Brown say, you have a good day, but if you don't you dare go mess up the
exactly, and that's not fair. So but that's something that I always have to remember. Like, that's not a thing that I fully like.
But these are things that, like, in our friendship, going through these things taught us this, right?
Yes.
It taught us this.
Because years ago, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that.
I remember one time we had a big argument, our first argument, when Chocolate Drop lived here, your mom, and I forgot what it was, but I had an attitude about something.
We were in the car?
Yes. What were we arguing about?
I just remember my point being, you can't be mean to me when you upset and mad.
Exactly.
And I'm like, because, like, literally, I was
like, you can't take my anger and make it about you.
Yeah.
You make everything about you. Like, you're mad at me because I'm mad. Now I thought I can't even I can't even tell you what's going on because you just mad at me because I'm mad. I'm having a bad day. Yeah. So now we just both mad. You mad at me, and I'm mad at you.
Well, you are messing up my day, okay? But I've had to learn like that, like, to set boundaries in that too, because I can feel it. I can't help that I can feel it. It's nothing I try to do. When I tell you I can feel it, it's like it happens to me. Like, now it's my emotion. And so I have to try to, like, I've learned to, like, build up barriers to separate that. Like, no way, you're having a great day. Like, nothing's wrong. You have attitude.
And I feel like both of my friends take that differently. Like, my other friend, I feel like if I'm having, like, a really bad day, like, she'll try to cheer me up. Like, I can't even be mad around her. Like, I'll come home. Like, there's been days when she was here and I've come home because I've had a horrible day at work. Like, everything is bad. Like, relationship stuff is bad. Like, everything is bad. And I come home and she's just a ball of happy energy, and she knows that I'm having a bad day, but she won't let me.
Yeah.
Like, she will literally, like, and she won't even acknowledge it. Yeah. Like, she'll literally ignore, like, it's like, damn, like, that could be annoying too.
But that's the difference. I would say that's the difference, and that's why you go to us for different things.
Yeah.
Because that also takes away your ability to relate all the way because you don't even recognize it. You know what I mean?
Or she does, but she didn't speak on it. She knows, she recognizes it.
Yeah, but she don't acknowledge it. I say acknowledge, not recognize. Like, you know, you won't even acknowledge it, which is like a gift and a curse for real because it has the ability to do that. Like, so
it depends on what it is. Because some things I don't want to feel better about today.
Exactly.
And you come in here like, are you sensitive enough to my feelings? Like, can you tell right now it's not?
But that's the balance. But then I can feel it so deeply that I can feel it in me, which is why we're able to, like, what you say, like, I can relate. Like, I can feel how you feel.
I don't have to even say it.
Because I can feel how you feel. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's the same thing. But I'm learning that in myself to put like a barrier between my emotions and other people's emotions. Just because I feel them, I don't have to feel them. You know what I mean? Just because I feel them, I can feel them and say, oh, that one's not right. Like, you know what I mean? And let it pass and be able to, like, you know, still carry it about. It's the craziest thing to have. It feels like a superpower.
And I feel like sometimes, like, since we're on here, we're being vulnerable, I feel like sometimes as a person who I'm with you all the time, that could be very cold too. Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes if I'm having like a day where like it's just not good and like you're just extra like, okay, like, you know, just super like they ignore it in a different way. Like my other friend ignores it in a way like she's trying to make me happier. I feel like you just try to escape it and you're not trying to like.
That could be true.
So it feels even more cold. Because I don't like, as I've gotten to know her, I don't take that personal. I just know that's how she is, and that's how her way, that's better than the other stuff. I can see the change.
Deal in it, I don't really know what to do with it.
She don't know what to do with it, and I'm not going to fault her for that, because that's not fair for her to have to figure out how to deal with my mood.
And the fact that why can I even feel them?
Right.
Why are they in here?
So it's like that type of thing, but, you know, I say all that to say, like,
but you learn people. You know what I mean? Like, even the fact that I've adapted in a way, and you would, like, we speaking about ways we've adapted emotionally just from our friendship together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I process my emotion differently now because of how it affects you.
Yeah, and I don't do that with everybody. That's how I know. I don't care. I don't care how y'all make you feel, and that's not cool. But I literally don't care a lot of times. I don't care. But I care. I don't want to make my friends feel some type of way because I don't want them to be uncomfortable in my uncomfort. That's not fair. But other people, especially if you made me uncomfortable, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. You know, that's a whole nother episode of stuff. But anyway,
okay, we gotta bring it back around to the three things, the three characteristics, that defining characteristics of whether or not your friend could be your sister. It's more like a sisterhood, right? So the first one we said was
saying what's hard to say.
Friend check.
Yep.
Working through the hard stuff. That's all one. Right?
Yes. Resolving issues and all that.
Yes. And then the second one is that your secrets are safe no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what. Because my secrets are safe.
Exactly. I can tell her anything and I know it's going to the grave with her.
And that's it.
That's it.
And God forbid, right.
There you go. Say it.
No, you say it.
God forbid we was never to be friends again, which will never happen, but hypothetically, of course, I know that anything I've ever told her while we were friends
it's still safe.
I don't have to worry about none of my business going out to the world.
And that's because we mean no malice to each other. Exactly. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody to think anything of you. I want them to put that out there and create some different narrative about the person you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that would never happen. You know what I mean?
Not.
Yeah, and as much as I love to spill tea, because I love tea. I'm
gonna sip that tea.
You're gonna sip the tea. I'm probably gonna tell Rish for sure if it's a tea. You know, her business is never tea. Period.
Yeah, I don't gossip about. The only person I'm gonna tell her business to is my mother, because she's my tea. I tell everything to, but like. It's my mom. Yeah. I'm not telling another friend about my friend.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
no.
It's within us. Like, we talk about our stuff with
together. Exactly.
My business is safe with her. So
it stops here.
Yeah.
The third way to tell is you share an unbreakable bond.
Yes.
You know?
You have a sense, like an unspoken knowing that we're just gonna be friends forever. Like no matter what where life takes us, what we go through, anything like that. That, you know, we're still gonna be really good friends.
Yeah.
Like no matter what happens in our life and we get married and we have kids and we might move, we might not even live in the same city, things like that. Like, I know that our friendship will always be our friendship, our sisterhood.
Yeah.
I don't ever have to worry about that. Like, because, if you're, I moved away from my family and they're still as close to me, if not even more close than they were when I was right up under them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I have that same feeling with her, no matter where life will take her, no matter where she ends up, no matter who she ends up with, no matter what, like...
Kids later, career changes. Yeah.
Thing. Like,
that's just what it is.
It's just what it is.
Because we'll always have room in our life for each other. And we'll always create that space. Period.
Yes, you have to create room for that. You have to, put that effort in to make sure that no matter what happens in our lives, like, we still are there for each other.
Yeah, because even when things are changing, and they will, and they do. It's nothing we can control. We gonna change. Things gonna change. Our lives won't always be the same. Even in the past 7 years, from when we did everything together, period, to now, you know what I'm saying? Like, the bond is the same, if not strengthened. You know what I mean? So... just knowing it's not no end to it. That's why we are willing to work out things, because you're my sister, so you're my friend forever. That's not even an option.
Yeah, we have
us
to
not being friends is off the table.
Therapy,
right? We were going to friend therapy. Okay,
I hope they have
we working it out. That's just it. Like, remember when Issa and Molly was like going through their thing? I'm like.
But they're like, she's gonna talk about it.
She put up at the 80th spot and she saw her in there and she put it on.
I know. We're just like, let's need to talk. Let's talk to each other. Because if you've been friends with somebody for like over 5 years,
you're gonna go through shit.
Somebody that you really like, heavily like, been like close to and invested time and effort in, like, if something were to happen to like shake that up, like, it's worth the effort to put into to keep that, because friendships like that don't come every day.
No, you
got to realize that people that you have built that bond with, it's not worth losing over something that could be fixed, that could be discussed. Especially as women, we have a way to talk things out and to communicate. We always want to
just rationalize and work through feelings and all that. You got to use those tools because it's worth it. And relationships, the ones that are worth it are work. And if it's worth it to you, you'll do the work.
Absolutely. So do the work.
Do the work.
Be the friend that you want.
Yeah.
Your roles might change in the friendship. Sometimes you might be the one that you need someone to lean on. Sometimes you're the person that is being leaned on.
Yeah.
Someone that needs you. And
sometimes you're the shoulder, sometimes you're the crier.
And sometimes you're both the criers. Sometimes y'all both the shoulders.
But you gotta be open and vulnerable enough to be the crier, and you gotta be dependable and supportive enough to be the shoulder.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And be willing to be both.
And to switch roles interchangeably.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Okay? Period.
Well, I'm thankful for my friends.
I'm thankful for my friends.
For my sisterhood.
Period.
Even with my own sisters.
I'm so thankful for that trip and the light it shed on the importance of sisterhood. I'm so grateful that I have sisters to even compare those dope relationships with, like, because we lit. Like, we only in our 20s. Like,
I know. And I love my friends. I love my real sisters, too. My blood ones.
It's only up from here.
I've created sisterhoods within my sisters.
Oh, yes. I love my sisters.
I have sisters, too. Like, so just having a woman, like a bond with another woman.
It's camaraderie.
It's just so comforting.
You know how we are. We just love so good.
Know.
You feel so loved. Oh, I love it so much.
I'm so grateful.
So I encourage you, like, if you don't feel like you have real friends or like sisterhoods, but like there's somebody that is real in your life, it's a girlfriend and she's cool and you want to be closer with her, reach out. Like, hang out with her, call her, text her, check up on her. Like, put in the effort.
Don't be afraid to be vulnerable with people. Don't that fear of trusting, stop you from being that friend or wanting to open up to that person that, willing to be that for you. You never know. And, the thing about life is that you learn. And if the person wasn't a friend, then you learn.
But don't
stop being you. Don't put that wall up with women because you're afraid of the bad. Because it can all go so well, too. Yeah, and like, usually it does.
Let the fear of vulnerability and what somebody could do. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
You have enough discernment. You know what fake people look like to be like, oh, no, I don't need to be doing the word, But, yeah. See all that to say, this is a really dope episode, and I'm so glad we got the chance to shed light on sisterhood. You know what I mean? And just really appreciate our bonds and our friends. And like, we look at you guys the same way because y'all right here, and y'all are getting to know us. And I hope that you can relate to this. And you like, yes, to my sisters, whatever. You know, because seriously, it's really dope. And tell your friend or your sister or your cousin to check out the episode. You know, we're streaming on all platforms. We love y'all for listening. We are back. We are better. We're coming with new content and ideas.
Wednesday.
Period. Oh, when we back, Rish, every other Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Every other Wednesday, we will be here. In between, we're going to give y'all some new dope concepts and ideas so you can get like more of a glimpse into our life. We're about to be all in our faces every day. You're going to see a post. You're going to see a video. You're going to see a face. You're going to see an experience. Yeah. You're going to see something. I want them to see more of what goes on because we be lit. Lost to be honest. It's dope. But yeah, thank y'all for listening. We love y'all. And follow us on Instagram at The Unfinished Project Podcast. Follow Rish at Ariel_Marii. And follow me on Instagram at The Meech Show. And yeah, as always, we love y'all.
Thank y'all. Bye.